Welcome back to another video. Just a relaxing one. This is Elden Ring. I've played it before on here. This is the DLC that I mentioned before that I was going to buy, and I bought it. I beat it, but I'm on the last boss and it's incredibly hard. It's one of the hardest bosses in these sorts of games ever. I think it's probably the hardest boss. So we're going to attempt it in about a few minutes, but just going to play around for a little bit here. Hopefully that's not too loud. If it is, then that's a fail. But yeah, just a chill one, just to talk about cryptocurrency, you know, that thing that we are in, that frustrating yet sometimes rewarding thing that we are in. And yeah, what the markets at the moment are garbage. Bitcoin is getting sold off by the German government. America is selling. Oh man, it's a bit of a shit show, but it comes with the territory, I guess, and it comes with that. You know, we're not always going to go to 60-70k all the time. You're going to get these dips, and everyone's saying as well, we get these dips in the bull markets, and in bull markets I mean, and it was the same last time, but right now it's just very shaky because of those numerous factors like government selling, and I don't think it was like that before, so there's a lot of differences in terms of this bull cycle and the last one. This bull run and the last one. Yeah, so I'm just going to be playing and half concentrating on what I'm talking about, so this is really just a chilled one. Oh god, I'm going to die already, am I? Nope. Not a good start. Not a good start, that's bull. Alright, die. God. Alright, now. Gotcha. So with that, we have a Bitcoin that is at 58k, and you know, the German government sold today, I think, a shitload, and America has a day off, so you can only imagine how it would have been. I've not actually kept track of what's fully been going on today, but I know that Germany have sold a lot, and America have another day off with their Independence Day. They can finally feel independent for a day, these Americans. So yeah, it's a bit of a shit show. And of course, when that happens, altcoins start to bleed off pretty heavily, especially the small caps. Most of the projects I'm in have been bleeding pretty hard. What I've been doing with that, I've kind of just gambled on it in a way. Well, with crypto anyway, it's kind of gambling anyway, but what I've been doing is, let me just go to a different area first, just to chill. So what I've been doing is some of the projects I've been in, or that I am in, that I'm up on, potentially, so to speak. Not really, because everything's down. But I've sold off a portion of that, of certain projects I'm in, and the ones that weren't too bad, right? And then what I did is the ones that were really bleeding, like really bleeding, I then bought into. So I sold off some that weren't too bad, and then bought into the ones that were, you know, doing terrible. Bought into the blood. That's what I did. I bought some blood, and then once that started to pick back up, you know, say it was down 15-20% today, once it increased to, well, not as much. Say like it went back up, say 10%. I then sold that, and then went back into the original project. So that's how I sort of capitalize on that. So there are various ways you can, of course, take advantage of these markets, but it comes with complete risk. Like, that is such risk doing that, because you just don't know if it's going to continue to drop more. But that's, you know, kind of part of the fun and the risk involved with that. So I wasn't too fussed if it went down, if it continued to go down, but I saw on, you know, on the transactions that a fair few DCA bots were, not DCA bots, DCA orders on Jupiter were happening. So you could actually track how many coins they had left, how many tokens they had left on the DCA, and then you would know when that sell would stop, that sell pressure would stop. Then you would go in and buy. So that's what I did, and a few other people did that as well. And then from there, like I said, I sold off that when it profited a bit, and then went back into the other one that I sold initially. And now, because of that, I am technically in profit. I've got more tokens now than I did this morning, which is, of course, a gamble. I don't recommend you do that if you are holding. But it's one of those where you just sometimes you think, oh, it's a shitty day in the markets. Let's see what I can do. Either way, these are such low caps, and that was my logic in it. That was my thinking. Such low caps that regardless, it's going to go up, you know, 10x at least in the bull run, like the full-on all-season bull run. So that's, I guess, a little tip. I don't even know if you call that a tip. That's a dangerous tip, but that's what I did today. Yeah, look at this scenery. This is not the most hyper advanced graphics, but the scenery in this game, you can go every single place you can see here, like the buildings, the architecture. Apart from that tree, you can go to all of it. Actually, I think, what part is that? I think you can actually go to that bit. Or not, no, that's the actual tree. So yeah, you can go to all of these different places, and this is a DLC, which means downloadable content for the original base game, and this cost me $30 or so, and you have about, in total, probably about 40 hours of gameplay on top of the base game, and the base game is about, I would say, a 100-hour game, depending on your sort of playstyle. Anyway, right, now I'm going to attack this boss, and then we're going to talk about the other sort of videos I've been doing recently, which is SolCex. I don't even know why I'm killing these guys. I'm going to lose all my money on this, my money in the bottom right, which I call runes. I'm going to lose them on this boss coming up. And this boss is fucking hard. We're going to go to it now. So I've done all these gold things, all these yellowy gold things. These are sort of like checkpoints you get to. So, for example, this up here, and then you can see how big this game is. You know, I can go on my horse here. The speed. So this thing here, this is like a where you rest. You replenish all your health and you can level up, things like that. And that is this yellow thing right here. So one of these things. And look how many there are. And look how big this is. Crazy, isn't it? And this is just the DLC. Madness. Alright, gonna go to the boss now, which is way up here. this one. Alright. So, this is where we die a million times. And I'm going to be half concentrating and half not. So I want to just talk a little bit about this SolCex, that is kind of going down. Well, everything's down, right? But that is... Alright, let's forget the market's gone, is bleeding. Let's forget that. And let's talk about how bad and how people are so still sort of like sold on this project and sold on the fact that it's going to be a legit tier 1 exchange. And like, they have sold this idea, right? I want to just make this perfectly clear. They have sold this idea to people that this is going to be a tier 1 exchange, this SolCex. Now, if that's going to be a tier 1 exchange, I will sell my left nut, right? That's how confident I am. I will get it sold somehow. I am that confident that is not going to happen ever. Alright, attempt 1 on this boss. I'm going to lose all my money, but I'm pretty high level anyway. Not much I can do with that. This is the hardest boss in the game. So we're going to call our friend here Mimic. It's literally me as a Mimic. Alright, now we die pretty quick. This is literally the hardest boss in the game. Whoa. As you can see, he's not as easy as the people in the street, is he? No. This boy is a big chungus. I've done this, I would say, about 40 times. And that's the things with these sorts of games. They're called FromSoft games. Dark Souls games, basically. They are famous, notorious for their difficulty in their bosses. Oh, see? I've got my Mimic helping me. My Mimic is my ally. He's like I've summoned him, basically. You can summon in this game. Alright, got him down to second phase. So second phase means he has his different movesets and he's a completely different and more difficult stage. Even harder. So yeah, SolCex. They've sold this idea, right, that it's going to be a tier 1 exchange, and they keep elaborating on that it's going to be, this is just the beginning. It took them, how long? A week and a half? 2 weeks? Since the launch? Has it been 2 weeks? What's the date today? It has been... Alright, it's been like a week and a half? My calendar's a bit screwed up at the moment. Let's just say 10 days. So it's been 10 days since the launch of SolCex. And like I mentioned in my previous video, right? You would assume that you would want to launch your token that you've created on your centralized exchange first. Before Bitcoin, before anything. Before even Solana, BNB that they've got on there. But no, they didn't do that. They waited like... I think it took people... I didn't even know. It took them a long time to realise that that's what they should have done to begin with. That is the actual thing to do. God, see, this is... I'm gonna... Oh, am I dead? Give me a nice hug here. God. Heal. Oh, Mimic, he's gonna die. Yep, he's... Oh shit. Look at this. Most ridiculous boss ever. I question myself how I even get this far in this game. Because it's so difficult. Oh, see? Dead. Got his health down to half. That's how hard this guy is. Ridiculous. But my 41 for 10. When I got people in the comments giving me saying, you know, I've been able to deposit, I've been able to withdraw, and if you have, fantastic. That's what I wanted to hear. I didn't ask that in a, you know, controversial way. I genuinely wanted to know if you were able to do that, and apparently you are. So great, you are able to withdraw, which is what you should be able to do on a normal centralized exchange. Oh god. Uh-oh. Dead already. So yeah, they've been able to do that, and that's what primarily we want from an exchange. You want to be able to deposit and withdraw. But the problem is we don't know, the people in there, as soon as you deposit, you don't know when they're going to shut the website down, because it's centralized. It's based on a website. It's not part of a decentralized network or a contract or anything like that, where it's you can just do it yourself. You know, go on a DEX or, you know, interact with a contract, for example, on other projects, and get your funds out that way. No, this is based on a centralized exchange. So not your keys, not your coins. And my point with my last video as well is, if you're buying this token on a DEX and you go on a centralized exchange to deposit that, it defeats the whole purpose of it. And that's what is kind of contradicting how bullish these people are on this sort of project. Yes, you know, they are buying into a project, and that's the actual nature of it. I understand that. I do. God. I can never dodge that one. Well, I can sometimes, but I'm never really confident with it. Oh god. Oh, I haven't even summoned my guy. I forgot to do that. No. And yes, this is a different video. If you don't like it, then whatever. Don't have to watch it. You can watch something else. I've always done this sort of thing where I just occasionally, every other week or month, do a video and I'm playing a game. Everyone who knows that, who is subscribed to me. Anyway, this is also late in the day and I'm pretty tired, but I wanted just to chill out and do a video because I haven't done one like this in a while. We're going to do a couple more attempts. Try and remember to summon him this time. What was I saying? Oh yeah, depositing. I've also had one guy comment, because I mentioned about the website and how dreadful it is. He gave some fair comments about how it's very difficult to do that and build a website like that, because he's a web developer or whatever. I should not have done that. Oops. Yep, I shouldn't have done that, because when I summon him, it just takes some of my energy away, my health. So he was saying it's very difficult to, you know, mimic that or fake it. But my point with that is that the order book and the volume, and if you're watching, what I'm trying to say in my video with that is that the order book is not real and the volume is not real. So what I mean by that is, Well, when you see all these orders, and yes, you can say there's a liquidity provider doing this, and it's botted, but that's still fake. You don't have that many people. When you see the order book on the left-hand side, you shouldn't have all these multiple orders for an exchange so new and not very well known, right? It shouldn't be that way. Oh god. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say there. And I think you do, it's just that your point might be a bit different to what I was saying, and that's fine. I think we might be you might be misunderstanding me, or I might be misunderstanding your point. But regardless of that, there is no way, no chance in hell that order book, bad idea, that order book is legit people doing buy and sell orders, right? That is not happening. And I say that because if you go on Binance or you go on KuCoin or anyone like that, those are people who have done these orders, and then you could argue that yes, there is manipulation in that. Fine, in these orders, that happens. That's crypto for you. But that order book for that exchange for SolCex is not legit. Let's go somewhere else. This is ridiculous. Let's go here. The price of SolCex as well, because of the markets, yes, everything is down. Everything is down. We know that. But the way, you might see how jittery this is now because I'm in the open. The frames drop a bit. Actually, let's go to a colourful place. I mean, this is nice and colourful, yes, but there is an even more colourful place. Let's go here. This one. And you know what's funny as well? I just mentioned sort of how the market's red with SolCex. See, look how nice this place looks. I like it. But when you look at previous dumps in the market, SolCex wasn't too affected by it, and the reason for that is because Solana was holding well, and it still is doing okay. It's obviously down quite a bit, but it's not bleeding like it potentially could be, the way Bitcoin's been bleeding, and then alts follow, right? But SolCex, the last couple of days, has been bleeding heavily, and those are really big sells that are coming in. I've been looking at them. Big for who they are. What the hell, man? Sorry, it's only because I'm recording. I'm playing so terrible. Any other day, this would not happen. Alright. Where to next? Oh, I think, did I beat the dragon here? There is a dragon here, I believe. Nah, he'll be too hard. There's like a big spooky dragon. When we say that it's like when you see on Twitter that whenever I post anything on Twitter, it's very negative towards SolCex because I'm trying to paint a picture for people that it's a scam. It's a very big scam, and the guy who I mentioned who did a big comment on my last video, and for some reason those comments don't show. I can only see it if I click on newest. So if you want to see your comment, Mr. Comment Person, if you go on the video and then filter the comments by newest, then it shows up. It's really odd. I don't know why it does that. It's not me deleting it or anything like that. I can promise you that. I've got no reason to delete comments. Like, why would I do that? What would that do for me or you? Nothing. So if you do that, go on and filter it by newest, then you should see it. He said, and it's a very good point. It's a very, very, very good point, which I will go into. He said that it's a very elaborative and expensive scam if it's going to be a scam. Therefore, he doesn't believe it's going to be a scam, right? He said, why would they go to Dubai? Why would they build a website to the scale that it is? Why would they go and do all these marketing efforts? Why would they do this? Now, if I was to build a project, right? Let's just put it this way. If I wanted to build something like SolCex, not the exchange, right? Say a different project, say something completely different, but it involved the same principle, which is a token. And the token is what I want people to buy. Oh, these bloody dogs. I want them to buy the token so the price goes up, therefore I get more money, right? Naturally that's how it works. And if I get more, then I'm able to afford many different things as my liquidity goes up. My exit liquidity, you could say, would go up because people are buying, and you could call that that's their marketing wallet. You could call it what you want, but the problem is that the sort of tactics they are using, and I'm trying to be as fair as possible at the same time be very objective with this. The tactics they are using, right, are very scammer cliche. So they do these articles, they do press releases, they go to events such as Dubai, and they hire people to stand at these events to talk about their project. And I don't even know what they'll be able to talk about, to be perfectly honest with you. At the time, I think that was in May, wasn't it? That was 2 months ago, or nearly 2 months ago now. To go to Dubai and stand there at this booth just to hand out a little leaflet, say this is going to be a centralized exchange on Solana, which it technically is not on Solana, it's centralized. I don't know, it's weird. And for them to say that we went to Dubai and we are they got an award for the most trusted exchange. I mean, you can't. That is not a trusted exchange. It's just not. Okay? It really isn't. I mean, you take one look at it, that is not trustworthy. You weren't able to list your own token just to start. And being a centralized exchange, you would want to have a business and show your business. You would want to show, as a trusted exchange, your licenses, your contact information. Like, if you are a trusted exchange, I mean, this is a big deal to actually be awarded that. In general, it's a big deal, in my opinion, to have that. So there's many just sort of sketchy things that are going on. Oh shit. Run! Oh, he got me. So that's kind of one of many reasons why it's not. Uh-oh. Look at that guy. He's gonna throw something at me. Miss me. Try again. Nearly. Bit further. No. There's a limit. These guys. Oh, made them all mad. Shit. Anyway. They're all calm. Just to address that guy one more time. He also is on the fence whether or not to buy or not. He's still trying to figure out if this is a scam or if it's legit. And for me, personally, if I'm going to invest into a project, I want to find reasons not to invest into it. So if I see anything that I don't, class as a green flag, right, then I personally will not even touch it. I'll give it like a minute at best. Because if I see red flags, then it's not going to give me any confidence to invest into it. Am I right in saying that? I think you would be the same. So if you have all these different red flags and you have a project where there's multiple red flags. It's not just one. I've mentioned so many red flags in about 2 to 3 videos. My last 2 or 3 videos. And some people say I am a scammer I'm a paid fodder, I'm a scammer. First of all, I don't know how I'm scamming. I'm not selling you anything. What am I getting from this? Am I getting ad revenue from YouTube? I mean, if you know anything about YouTube, I've probably earned about 40 cents on each video. I mean, that's gonna pay for nothing, right? So I don't use this as a tool to make money, to gain attention or anything like that. That's not the purpose of the channel. The channel is very mixed. It's very mixed. There's no sort of clear, concise path of the channel. I could talk about projects, I can talk about scams. Oh shit. Don't like this guy. He's different to the other people. He disappears. Yeah, he's weird. We'll avoid him. So yeah, I don't do any of that. Like I said, there's no real focus, there's no real path for the channel, other than just giving my thoughts, giving my opinion on certain things that come to my attention. If I talk about the markets, I talk about the markets. I haven't done one of those for a couple of weeks. If I talk about a couple of months, that's what I meant to say. I used to talk about leverage trading a lot. I still do that, of course, but there's not really much to say other than it's dumping. Everything is dumping, forever dumping until it doesn't. I've been thinking to do a different sort of channel as well, not crypto related, but talk about things I'm more passionate about. So I might let you in on that soon. It's nothing money related, like you don't get anything from it other than me ranting about stuff. If you like me ranting about stuff, then you'll like that, but I've not really, thought about it too much, but something for the future maybe. It's in regards to TV shows that I like and dislike, and just them sabotaging characters, IPs, and good programs as well that I would like to talk about. But that's enough. That's for another day. So yeah, those are my sort of overall thoughts and conclusions with how I still see the project of SolCex and how I'm trying to persuade and tell you guys that it is a scam, because it is. It still is a scam. It's not going to change. That's not going to change anytime soon. And I get the same people, of course, that just continue to follow my tweets and follow my videos. Yes, because they still see me as someone who is just fudding and just trying to damage their bags, but ultimately that's not the goal. The goal is to protect and potential investors going into it. I don't want people to go into it and they're going to get potentially wrecked. Why would anyone want that, right? So that's the objective of that. It's not to FUD your bags, it's not to FUD it so you can then look at my other videos and other projects I'm in and see what tweets I do about other projects. That's not the idea. I've had that sort of argument against me. That's not what I'm doing. I'm clearly putting time and effort into showing you that it's a scam, right? Huge difference there. If I wanted to completely show other projects I'm in, then it would be a lot easier than dissecting the project like SolCex, which is a scam, as I keep saying. Oh, balls. Yeah. No, you don't. Gotcha, bitch. Alright, well, I think I might just end it here. Yeah, I think I'll end it here. Getting a bit tired now. But we'll just jump on and talk about shit sex. That sounds wrong. But yeah, that's that. So, if you have any thoughts on... So if you have any opinions that you want to express in the comments, go ahead. But that's, nothing's really changed in my opinion. And it never will. It never, ever will. Because I see it for what it is. And it's one of those things where once it clicks, and when it clicks for you, I don't know how it hasn't. The amount of reasons and justification I've given has been pretty nuts. Like, in regards to how sort of comprehensive the explanations have been. I've been going over it quite thoroughly, and I don't know what else I can say. So, go back and look at the videos if you want. Maybe you've watched it and you didn't really take notice of it because you were involved in it and quite bullish on it. If you're not so bullish anymore on it, then it might be a good idea to go and have another look, because your mind might change now because you're less, one-sided. You might be split between the middle. So go ahead and maybe do that. And yeah, I might come on and do another video about something in the next couple of days, or not. I have no idea. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is Elden Ring, by the way. This is the DLC for Elden Ring. It will be in the description, probably, as it usually is for games. But yeah, that's it. Alright, please leave a comment if you are bullish on SolCex or not, or if you have decided now it's a scam and finally you've realized it's a scam, then go ahead and tell me your opinion. Tell me if you have had a change of heart, if you suddenly have realized it's a scam, or you are still extremely bullish on it and it's going to go to the moon and it's going to be a tier 1 exchange and it's going to beat Binance. It's going to be a competitor to Binance. Let me know. Alright. Have a good rest of your 4th of November. Oh, by the way, because it's the 5th of July tomorrow, I think we know that the markets are going to continue to dump. America's going to wake up. Anyway, little bip. Cheerio.